Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Tuesday, April 25, 2023, and giving you our team and total picks for today. Welcome back to High Stakes. Before we dive into our video, don't forget to subscribe and to push the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also check out our Patreon if you want access to our premium picks. Our Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money, and if you are interested in props and parlay picks, check out our new channel High Stakes Props and Parlays, where you can find our player props and parlay picks predictions. You will find the link to our Patreon and to our new channel in the description and comments section below. Atlanta Hawks vs Boston Celtics. Wanting no part of Atlanta doesn't necessarily mean it's time to rush to bet against them, as this is about as close as it gets to a show up, and you'll get the win scenario for Boston. They've heard the rumors about Atlanta's future as an organization, and the last thing these Celtics players want to do is cram those long legs back into a plane for a return trip to Atlanta for a Game 6, while the Philadelphia 76ers are relaxing and getting treatment. A SU win should not be a problem for Boston here, especially when you've got the duo of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum combining for 62 points like they did in the Game 4 win. All of that being said, it's got to be the Celtics or nothing here, as the writing is on the wall for this Hawks team, as I expect them to pack up shop and call it a day. The Hawks ultimately may not have much of a choice in the matter if Boston establishes a big early lead like they have in all three wins, led by double digits at half in all three victories, as Boston's just as motivated to end this thing now as some of the Hawks players likely are. Heading into Monday's action, the Sioux winner has only not covered the spread twice in these playoffs, and while that run is challenged most by big spreads like these, I do believe it's the other road teams down 3-1 that have less organizational drama. LA Clippers, Minnesota, than Atlanta are better candidates to lose Sioux, but win ATS Atlanta could look like they've got one foot out the door at tip-off and be completely checked out by the time the fourth quarter rolls around. Endings of anything tend to be ugly and messy, and that's exactly what's written all over Game 5 for the Atlanta Hawks, the end of their season. Take Boston minus 12.5 points. The total is a little trickier with the idea that Atlanta's still going to give up points in bunches as they let the Celtics construct a glorified shooting practice out there, but a game with very strong blowout potential can't see paces die in the fourth quarter. Yet, given that both games played in Boston already in this series were blowout Celtic wins that stayed under the total, it's the low side of the total I've got to go with once again here. With the expectation that Boston grabs a big lead early and runs and hides, game flow in that scenario suggests a lot of full 24-second possessions for the Celtics on offense in the third and fourth quarters. Sure, Atlanta gives them basically any shot they want, and the Celtics let it rain from three, but Boston's not going to need 130+ points to win this game comfortably. They may not even need 120 to win this game comfortably. They won the first two games by 13 points exactly each time, and each game stayed under because they didn't allow more than 106. Boston's defense should be able to clamp down on Atlanta's attack from the outset here, especially if Murray isn't available, and once the Hawks get tired of seeing missed shot after missed shot get put up, they'll happily wave the white flag on season. Boston still ranks third in the NBA in defensive efficiency 1.083, and it will be that unit that leads the way in a comfortable win that stays multiple possessions below this total. Take the under 231.5 points. Minnesota Timberwolves vs Denver Nuggets. Minnesota's supporting cast all played well in Game 4. Mike Conley had 19 points and 8 assists, while both post players got double-doubles. Karl Anthony Towns had 17 and 11, and Rudy Gobert added 14 and 15. Edwards' stock continues to rise. The all-star guard is averaging 32.3 ppg in the playoffs, the third highest postseason average, behind only Devin Booker, 34.8, and Kawhi Leonard, 34.5. Towns has taken a backseat in this playoff run. He is still averaging 16.3 ppg and 10.0 rpg, but more is expected of the former number 1 overall pick. Gobert is averaging 14.8, and Conley is adding 13.3. Nickeil Alexander-Walker started 3 of the games and is averaging 7.0 per game. Kyle Anderson has been the biggest contributor off the bench, playing 26.0 mpg and scoring 8.5 ppg. Jokic is the two-time defending MVP and has been excellent this series, leading his team in points, rebounds and assists. He is averaging 25.8 ppg, 11.2 rpg, and 8.2 apg. Jamal Murray is also playing well. He is scoring 25.3 ppg and looks to be fully recovered from his ACL injury. Michael Porter Jr. has made 12 threes on the series, shooting 46.2% from the perimeter. He is adding another 18.5 ppg. All 5 starters have been averaging double figures, including Aaron Gordon, 13.3, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, 10.5. Bruce Brown has been the strongest contributor off the bench, playing 26.3 mpg and adding 10.3 ppg. The Nuggets' rotational players are all healthy heading into Game 5. The Nuggets rank 5th in offensive efficiency and 18th in defensive efficiency. The Nuggets play at a slow tempo, utilizing Jokic's scoring and passing ability in the post. Their tempo is ranked 21st in the league. There is no reason to fear this large spread. Denver is the better team and won the first 3 games by 9 or more. Minnesota barely won in overtime, at home in a desperation game. Denver now gets to return home, where they will end this series in Game 5. Jokic has been excellent this series. His perimeter shooting and passing ability takes away Rudy Gobert's defensive strengths. Gobert is a rim protector, but Jokic has already made 8 threes this series and is shooting 57.1% from deep. This keeps Gobert away from the rim and opens up more lanes for Murray, Gordon and the rest of the Nuggets. Denver beat Minnesota by 34 in their final regular season matchup. The Nuggets are the better team, will use spacing and perimeter shooting to run the Timberwolves off the court and out of the series. Take Denver -9 points in Game 5. Los Angeles Clippers vs Phoenix Suns. Like clockwork, the Los Angeles Clippers are set up for another year of heartbreak. After getting Kawhi Leonard back from his ACL injury in the 2021 playoffs, hopes were high for the Clippers this year. Despite a rocky start and slow adjustment back for Kawhi, by mid-season he was looking as good as ever, and the Clippers were poised to make a deep run in the playoffs until Paul George injured his knee against the Oklahoma City Thunder a few weeks ago. Now with Kawhi injuring his knee again as well, the Clippers are in bad shape, down 3-1 against a super team without their 2 best players. In their absence, however, mid-season pickup Russell Westbrook has been phenomenal for LA, helping them be competitive in every single game this series, averaging 26.5 ppg, 7.3 assists, and 7.5 rebounds. Russ has fought relentlessly, and the Clippers have been in every game this series, despite playing without PG and Kawhi for the last 2. Norman Powell dropped 42 points in Game 3 as well to help keep the Clippers close. In this series the Clippers have only lost 1 game by more than 12 points, Game 2 by 14, which was a nail-biter, until the Suns were able to pull away in the final 2 minutes. While it will be a tall task for the Clippers to win this one, they've fought hard all series long and refused to give in to the Phoenix super team, so they should be able to keep this one close as well. The Phoenix Suns are in great shape to move on to the Western Conference semis as they hold a commanding 3-1 lead over the short-handed Clippers and are headed back to Phoenix for Game 5. The Suns haven't looked very impressive this series, however, as after losing Game 1 at home, they have struggled to put the injury-riddled Clippers away in each of the next 3 games. While the Suns are now 11-1 with Kevin Durant in the lineup, including both the playoffs and regular season, they do not look like the championship juggernaut everyone was anticipating heading into the playoffs. Phoenix's bench has been their weak spot, averaging just 12.3 points per game so far this series. The Suns have been asking a whole lot of their starters in this one, especially Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, who have been playing nearly a whopping 44 minutes per game so far. While time will tell if they are able to keep up with playing such extensive minutes, it is working in the short term for Phoenix. Booker has been the star of the show for Phoenix, putting up an incredible 35 points per game on fantastic efficiency, shooting 57% from the field and 44% from 3. As the Clippers have tried to focus their defensive efforts on limiting Booker and Durant, Torrey Craig has emerged as a surprise hero for Phoenix, hitting big shot after big shot while scoring 15.5 ppg on phenomenal efficiency. While the Suns should be able to close out the Clippers at home in Game 5 and get ready to move on to the next round, I'm taking the Clippers plus 12.5 here. Los Angeles has shown fight all series long, regardless of who has been in the lineup for them. Westbrook has been carrying the team recently and will do his best to help give Paul George and Kawhi Leonard another couple of days to heal up ahead of a potential Game 6. Norman Powell is a terrific scorer in his own right and capable of taking over a game on any given night as well. The Clippers' depth have allowed them to weather the storm with their stars out, and they should be able to keep this one close enough to cover the spread in Phoenix. I'm taking over 224 total points tonight. There has only been 1 game so far this series that has failed to reach 224 points, Game 4, while the other 3 games in this series reached it easily. Through the first 4 games of this series, the 2 teams have been averaging a combined total of 230.5 points per game. While Kawhi's absence makes a difference here, Game 3 without him was the highest scoring game of the entire series, a 129-124 shootout in law that saw Phoenix take the series lead. There is plenty of offensive punch on both sides to keep up the scoring with Kawhi unavailable. Should somebody like Norman Powell step up again, or if we get a nuclear game from Durant, the over will hit easily in this one.